Two of the best referees in the world are at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Both are English. Both have officiated multiple matches at this tournament without significant controversy. Michael Oliver has broken Howard Webb's record for the most World Cup games officiated by an English referee. Anthony Taylor has handled some of the tournament's most high-profile fixtures. Both of them will be watching Sunday's World Cup final from the stands. Not because of anything they did wrong on the pitch. Not because of a disciplinary issue. But because of a 44-year-old war, a FIFA rule that most people have never heard of, and a semi-final draw that made the final mathematically impossible for either of them to referee. This is the full explanation of why Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver are banned from the 2026 World Cup final, and why the reason is more fascinating than anyone expected. According to FIFA rules, a referee cannot officiate a match involving their home country in order to avoid allegations of bias or fixing. This is the foundational principle, and it is one that almost every football fan understands intuitively. A referee from England cannot make decisions in a match where England are playing. The risk of perceived bias, even unconscious bias, even unintentional influence, is too great for a sport that is watched by billions of people and where a single refereeing decision can alter the outcome of a match and the trajectory of a tournament. This rule has existed at every World Cup for decades, and it is not controversial in its basic application. What makes the 2026 situation fascinating is that FIFA's neutrality framework goes significantly further than simply banning a referee from officiating their own country's matches, and it is those additional layers that have combined with the specific teams in this semi-final to make the World Cup final completely inaccessible to both English officials. The first and most straightforward application of the FIFA neutrality rule is the direct ban. As is the case with all referees at the World Cup, Oliver and Taylor are not to officiate matches in their own nation's pathway. England are in the semi-final on Wednesday in Atlanta, and that means neither Oliver nor Taylor will be anywhere near the pitch. This part of the rule is clean, simple, and universally understood. An English referee does not referee England. A Brazilian referee does not referee Brazil. A French referee does not referee France. The appointment goes to a referee from a nation with no stake in the result. Simple. The complication begins with the second layer of the FIFA framework. Referees cannot take part in a game where the result could see a team face their home country in the following round either. This is the rule that eliminates Oliver and Taylor from the other semi-final, France versus Spain on Tuesday in Dallas. Both France and Spain are potential opponents for England in the final. If either of them reaches MetLife Stadium on Sunday, they will be facing England. And FIFA's framework says that an English referee cannot make decisions in a match that determines who England's opponent in the final will be, because the referee's nationality creates an inherent conflict of interest regardless of how impartial they are in practice. As such, it seems unlikely that Oliver and Taylor will be selected to oversee either semi-final if Argentina or England get that far. So both semi-finals are gone. England's semi-final because they cannot referee their own country. France versus Spain because the result determines England's potential final opponent. Which leaves only the final itself, and the third layer of the FIFA framework closes that door permanently. This is the part of the story that nobody outside of sports governance circles knew about until this week, and it is the detail that has turned a routine administrative explanation into one of the most talked about stories of the entire tournament. Because of England's political history with Argentina and the legacy of the 1982 Falklands War, Oliver and Taylor will not be put forward to referee a match with Argentina in it either. The 1982 Falklands War, a 10-week armed conflict between the United Kingdom and Argentina over the sovereignty of the Falkland Islands in the South Atlantic, ended over 4 decades ago. It has not prevented England and Argentina from playing football against each other, including some of the most famous matches in World Cup history. But it has created what FIFA describes as a political sensitivity that is still considered relevant to refereeing appointments in 2026. Sources have told ESPN that calls on refereeing appointments and potential political sensitivities are taken on a case-by-case basis, with long-standing tensions between England and Argentina remaining a consideration. In practice, this means that even if England lose their semi-final against Argentina on Wednesday, even if Thomas Tuchel's team are eliminated and have no further stake in the tournament, neither Oliver nor Taylor would be considered for a final involving Argentina. That rules them out of this Wednesday's fixture as well as Sunday's final, given one of the two nations will play Spain or France. The Falklands War ended in June 1982. Its legacy is still shaping refereeing appointments at the 2026 World Cup final in New Jersey. Put all three rules together and the mathematical reality becomes clear. Oliver and Taylor are banned from officiating games involving England and Argentina, and as both England and Argentina have progressed to the semifinals, neither referee will be put forward by FIFA to referee a match with either team featuring. England are in one semifinal. Argentina are in the other. Whoever wins each match meets in the final. Due to FIFA rules for referee selection, both Englishmen Oliver and Taylor are unlikely to be selected to cover the 2026 World Cup final. They will only be considered if Norway or Switzerland advance to the tournament decider. Norway were eliminated by England in the quarterfinals. Switzerland were eliminated by Argentina. Both potential escape routes are closed. The final on Sunday at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey will feature either England versus France, England versus Spain, Argentina versus France, or Argentina versus Spain, and in every single one of those combinations, the English referees are excluded by at least one of the three rules we just covered. English referees Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor have taken charge of their final matches at this year's Men's World Cup. Their tournament is over. The whistle they blow next will be at a Premier League match in August. Beyond the prestige of officiating the biggest match in football, there is a financial dimension to this exclusion that has received relatively little coverage. The decision means both Taylor and Oliver will miss out on a hefty payday. Referees who take part in a World Cup final can expect to bag some hefty bonuses for officiating matches in the latter stages of the tournament. Refs selected by FIFA have been paid around $100,000 for their services at this tournament. The additional bonuses for the final specifically, above and beyond the base tournament fee, represent a significant sum that neither Oliver nor Taylor will receive. This doesn't mean the pair will be walking away empty-handed. They have both officiated multiple matches through the knockout rounds and will receive their full tournament compensation. But the final bonus, the prestige of the appointment, and the career milestone of refereeing the biggest match in world football are all gone. Not because of anything they did, not because of any performance issue, and not because of any decision FIFA made specifically about them. Simply because a 44-year-old armed conflict and a very specific semi-final draw combined to make Sunday's final mathematically impossible for both of them. 3 rules. A 44-year-old war. A semi-final draw that closed every exit. Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver, two of the best referees in the world, both at the peak of their careers at this World Cup, will watch Sunday's final from the stands because FIFA's neutrality framework is more comprehensive than most people knew, and because England and Argentina both reaching the last 4 created a combination of exclusions that left the door to the final permanently closed. Drop a comment below telling us whether you think FIFA's political sensitivity rule, the one involving the Falklands War, is still relevant in 2026 or whether it should be retired. And tell us who you think should referee Sunday's final in their place. Subscribe and turn on notifications for every major World Cup story as we head into the final week of the tournament. And share this video with every football fan in your life who has been asking why the 2 best English referees at this World Cup are not involved in the final.